trying to find a way early on through Cal Crutchlow. Lorenzo, though, leads.
Yeah, we wondered if he would try to get away at the front as he did at Bazzano in very different conditions. It's a very, very simple answer indeed as Davizioso goes through on Crutchlow.
Super aggressive.
Days ago, you're not meant to try and get up the Italian teammate on the first lap.
The doctor defying doctor's orders here brilliantly. Lorenzo then already half a second clear of Maverick Vinales. Marquez, has he found a way through on Cal Crutchlow? Yes, he has. He's trying to now hunt down Andrea Davizioso.
Great start also by Davizioso, who looks as aggressive as I've ever seen him, I think.
Lorenzo did this at the Red Bull Ring in Austria, remember, and he burned up his rear tyre very, very quickly. Davizioso, look at the top speed of that Ducati. Davizioso now at the inside of Maverick Vinales in the braking zone. Vinales is out well wide. That's a...
And it's just on fire out there, but look at the distance. Jorge Lorenzo is pulled out at the front.
Brilliant first lap as well by Mika Kallio. The KTM wildcard started 12th. He's in 8th place, Kallio, hunting down Cal Crutchlow. What a job by the Flying Finn.
Demanding motorland Aragon circuit. We are about to find out.
This is the 5th race of the year that Jorge Lorenzo's led. Bazzano, Catalunya, Brno and the Red Bull Ring, and on each occasion previously he has not even finished on the podium. He'll be hoping to break that jinx today. Down into turn 12 for Away as they wind up the top gear down that back straight.
That's exactly what it has done. The gap just coming down by a tenth of a second, but Lorenzo on that back straight will probably open up the advantage. They're into turn 16. We're in the helicopter. That's the gap between the two forward teammates. The two bitter...
To Danny Pedrosa behind him, 0.6 of a second it is, but the fastest man on track, believe it or not, is this man, Valentino Rossi. How does he do it? Who writes this guy's script? Unbelievable.
There is Vinales. There's a really good battle here behind him between Cal Crutchlow and Leighton Spargo.
Actually then trying to hunt down his form team.
Just want to ring me bookie.
It's unbelievable. We've seen Lorenzo do this at the Red Bull Ring in Austria. As we said earlier on, he burned up his tyre. Then he went to Silverstone, the British Grand Prix, and backed off at the start of the race because he was, in the back of his mind, he was conscious about abuse.
We're just assessing the situation at the moment, because there is a long way to go.
Maverick Vinales has not got the early rhythm we expected from the poleman. I don't know whether he's struggling with that full fuel tank or what, as Marquez almost can reach out and kiss the rear tyre of Andrea Davizioso. They come over the line there to start that number 4. It's Lorenzo piling the pressure on
Kallio, who's now got past the Leighton Spargo.
Vinales just can't get going. Cannot get going at all. He's a second slower than Rossi last time around.
Well, Rossi's getting closer and closer. With the leg the way it is, and can he last the distance?
We saw in the first kit, brutally demanding on the body, lots of hard braking zones, lots of fast change of direction. Rossi, though, his body holding firm right now.
We arrive at Marquez. That's Davizioso in front of him. This is where Marquez went down at the end of qualifying yesterday. Difficult dipped into the left-hander, then he got the two rights with the big
Vinales. He just cannot get going. As we said, the gap between Davizioso, or rather Marquez and Vinales, is over 2 seconds.
Leighton Spargo has got back past Mika Kallio, who in turn now is coming under a fair bit of pressure from Alvaro.
So the gap now between Lorenzo and Rossi is...
Well, this is the battle between the two joint championship leaders. We ride with Marquez. In front of him in 3rd place is Andrea Davizioso, shown very little in practice and qualifying, but as we know, meticulously, he will have prepared for this. 3 points separate him in the championship as we stand. It's close.
Right to talk about this is his tyre management. He will brilliantly and expertly manage that soft option rear tyre.
There you go, that's
Rossi was in hot down at turn number 12, and that almost sort of sucked in Andrea Davizioso as well. They both managed to keep it on the right side of the curve. It wasn't a complete disaster.
Davizioso and Marquez through 16, and it's over this blind rise 17. When they cross the line, there will be 18 laps to go. They haven't let us down, have they?
No, Danny Pedrosa and Cal Crutchlow just can't do anything at the moment about Maverick Vinales. The top 4 over the line. 3/10 or almost 4/10 of a second now is
Rossi, Davizioso and Marquez. Only really one Vinales in there as well. It'll be a rare old fight, but this is 4 of the best riders in the world around an absolutely superb circuit. Glorious weather. This is what it's all about.
Has he given himself, though, too much work to do with that first lap mistake down at turn number 16? He's still 2 seconds behind Marquez.
Yeah, this is through turns 13 and 14.
Crash for Carol Abraham at turn number 8, so it's been a tough weekend for the Czech rider, although he was actually circulating inside.
And a little bit wide there, probably not. Cutting back across the apex. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, Marquez has got third. Marquez has taken third place then from Dovizioso. Dovizioso not close enough to fight back. Again, Vinales at the top of your picture. Petros, we're going all the way down to a nail-biting final round showdown in Valencia in November.
Rossi right on the rear wheel of Lorenzo once again. Marquez is in there. Dovizioso trying to get nice and close coming out of a turn 15 to really unleash that Ducati against the Honda down this long back straight through the...
Lorenzo under real serious pressure now, as he already burned up that soft option rear tyre. We're about to find out. Still an awful long way to go here. 16 laps and 3 corners for Lorenzo to keep these hunting pan behind him to speed into that penultimate corner, and he just had to release the brake. He ran it wide, and that's brought Andrea Dovizioso right back into contention for third place.
16 to go. Tightens up into turn 1. There is Vinales, Danny Petros and Cal Crutchlow. There's Alvaro Bautista thinking, trying to get up the inside.
After getting the whole shot, has not been passed so far in this race. Rossi continues to pile on the pressure. It's not so much the walking wound, it's the stalking wound for Rossi at the moment, isn't it?
This Andrea Dovizioso very, very close indeed now on the rear wheel of Marquez's Honda as they come through that reverse course. It turns to
Vinales a front wheel.
We arrive with Marquez running in third place, which would be enough to give him back that World Championship lead past the famous Aragon wall through the right, turn 14. 15 coming up that brings him onto the back straight. Is Dovizioso close enough to unleash that Ducati? Probably not.
Issues because Marquez was able to pull quite a few bike lengths on him as they got on the throttle down that back straight. As Pedro's having a look at the inside of Vinales at turn number 1, he thought about it, but still Vinales stands firm.
Yeah, Petros has set the fastest laps, but as you say, he needs to get past Maverick Vinales, and Vinales is riding.
The gap's come down from Dovizioso to Vinales to 1.5 seconds. It was 2 seconds a couple of laps ago. So Vinales has got his head down now. He's got no choice because he's under so much pressure from the likes of Pedrosa, Crutchlow and Aleix Espargaro. Even Callio still hanging on to that top 10.
That's it. But he didn't do it now. Dovizioso pick him off as well.
That was...
So he's gone from 3rd to 4th, briefly leading the race. That was Marquez.
His ambition was... Up the inside of Valentino Rossi. I tell you what, he was really lucky. If he'd have squeezed that front brake any harder, he would have stopped. Mistake then by Marquez, drops him back to 4th.
Yes, a long, long way to go. That was a little bit impatient, I felt, didn't you?
Yeah.
Because he really does seem to have the grip now. He's right in there.
That was super, super risky. Really risky move by Marquez. Thought he might get up the inside of Rossi, but then he was just carrying far, far to Cal Crutchlow hanging in there as well. Again, a 49.5 last time around from the KTM wildcard was quicker than anybody in front of him. Quicker than Lorenzo, quicker than Rossi, quicker than Dovizioso, and quicker than Marquez. Talk about putting himself, he's given them plenty of food for thought.
Yeah, it is an amazing performance by Callio. It's his 3rd Grand Prix appearance of the season. He did finish 10th in the dry race in Austria, showing them what he can do. You know, Lorenzo's doing a really, really good job at the front. Really
well, this is what he can do, isn't it? How many times have we seen? It's 3rd place back.
13 laps ago of yet another superb MotoGP racer at Monoland Aragon.
Oh, Callio was white. Aleix Espargaro was white the first corner as well. Sorry to put in there, Nick. But I think Aleix Espargaro, who was running hot a few times at that first corner, he was off track there, was Aleix Espargaro. As is his closest championship run, it doesn't get any closer. They're locked on the same number of points. Like you say, Nick, Steve, Jorge Lorenzo is doing an absolutely phenomenal job of stage managing this race at the front. Valentino Rossi has not been able to get under 1.5 to within striking distance of your race leader Lorenzo. This is clear service there. It was an actual fact. It was Cal Crutchlow, I think, about the first corner. They look like quite similar liveries from a distance. Cal Crutchlow has dropped back down to 11th place. Aleix Espargaro still running in. Aleix Espargaro's 7th. So it was Cal Crutchlow that made the mistake in the braking zone for the first corner. Danny Pedrosa yet again has just fired in another personal best lap of the race, 1:49.644. But as he has been for most of the opening 11 and a little bit laps in here in Aragon, he just cannot find any way through to attack or make a clean attack on Maverick Vinales. Maverick Vinales doing an absolute...
Well, I'm just hanging here for a bit. He's dragging me along to join them, and then we can start the fun and games when I actually get there. Here's the start.
Yeah, it was a superb start. Oh, Valentino Rossi, look at that. And a bit of a wheel spin as he got off the line. That's what cost Rossi momentum and drive down into the first corner.
Feeling.
I think that start was because of his right leg. Probably a little balance issue there for him. Marquez is starting to look really menacing here. He's going to get good slipstream as they hit 200 miles an hour down this Aragon back straight. As he got the legs on Rossi's Yamaha. No, not quite this time around.
Thought about it. Vinales didn't turn wide.
That was pressure being exerted by Pedrosa because Vinales got him hot. Maverick Vinales was pressured into making that mistake. He ran in hot on the brakes at the first corner. The corner speed that Marquez can carry through those final two corners, those two left-handers, 16 and 17. He was brilliantly up the inside of Andrea Dovizioso.
He closed the gap on Lorenzo at the front with 10 and a half laps to go. So around 7/10 of a second we stand at the moment. Now Andrea Dovizioso preparing to pick off Valentino Rossi, who must be...
It's got to be fatiguing now. Rossi hasn't he? We're just over half race distance, and if your legs to weight the foot pegs, Valentino Rossi to be in third place at this stage of the race is quite remarkable.
They come down towards turn 16 and 17, and this is where Marquez is so quick. Lorenzo still leads the way. What would the gap be when they cross the line, as you can see?
Oh, another personal best number, 1:49.5. Last time around, Marquez was able to take out almost 0.3 of a second on Jorge Lorenzo. The gap just over half a second. The gap between Dovizioso and Danny Pedrosa is down to just 0.7 of a second. Dovizioso dropped back into the 150s. Last time around, Pedrosa 6th.
Can he close the gap? One on Dovizioso, but what about the three in front of him? Rossi, Marquez and Lorenzo.
And who's absolutely phenomenal, Nick, at managing tyres in really hot conditions? Danny Pedrosa.
Yeah, right.
He is the master in these scenarios.
Yeah, it's there. You can see he's right on the rear wheel now of Andrea.
He was wide at the first corner at the start of this lap. A mistake at turn number 14. I've got to say, Jorge Lorenzo is really piling the pressure on Marquez. He's pushing him right to the ragged edge. Although that's where Marquez's permit is. He's always on the ragged edge.
I'm going to say that's exactly where he loves to be, doesn't he?
Look at the momentum he carries through 16 and 17 though. Marquez second faster. Andrea Dovizioso has got Pedrosa, Vinales, Aleix Espargaro and Alvaro Bautista all threatening to take crucial World Championship points off him.
Yeah, 7 points the gap in the championship would be now, but if he starts to drop back and Danny Pedrosa comes through and brings some of the others with him,
I think you feel Valentino Rossi, Andrea Dovizioso perhaps suffering with a bit of fading grip with that soft Michelin rear tyre choice, and Marquez stalking his prey. Jorge Lorenzo still at the front of this race. That's where he's been right from turn number 1.
So there's Rossi, desperate.
Pedrosa, two things there. He's got better rear grip coming out of turn number 15. Well, Dovizioso did well there to hang on to that. I thought Pedrosa was going to be able to fairly comfortably sweep through the inside, but Dovizioso is wide. Dovizioso was wide, and Danny Pedrosa needs no second invitation to sweep on through. So Danny Pedrosa now up into 4th place.
The man in front of him, Lorenzo, only finished off the podium here in Aragon on one occasion, but every time, of course, that was on the Yamaha and not on the Ducati. Marquez is lining him up.
This could be a massive swing in the pendulum in terms of the 2017 MotoGP World Championship. Marquez hunting a victory.
He's so with Lorenzo. He's got 10 and 11. Marquez draws up alongside him. They go down to this difficult left-hander. Here he comes at turn 12.
He's in a bit hot though, but he'll have the inside line for 13. Marquez then leads the Aragon Grand Prix for the first time as Jorge Lorenzo's got Marquez back though. That's the grunt and the horsepower of that Nekat, but Marquez says he's having none of that. Back up the inside from his favourite turns 16 and 17. So Marquez will lead over the line at the start of lap number 17. Lorenzo again gets good drive coming out of turn number 17. Can he fire back in the first corner? Barbara. Danny Pedrosa 1.5 seconds behind Jorge Lorenzo as they came over the line to start lap 17. Is there still a bit of life left in a Shock Pedrosa victory challenge.
Oh. How well did that go? Wraps on the no team orders.
One of those coming from Aleix Espargaro at round 1 in Qatar. Marquez already clear daylight between himself, clear tarmac ahead of Jorge Lorenzo. Is this the decisive breakaway at the front of the field by Marquez?
Is it a decisive moment in the 2017 MotoGP? Vinales challenging you.
Crutchlow's crash.
Former Carl Crutchlow made a mistake here in the race. Carl Crutchlow has gone down. Wait to see where exactly it is. Well, he is okay, but Carl Crutchlow does appear out of the race. He is okay, as you can see.
To a second. Pedrosa at the moment seems to have Rossi covered. Rossi coming under pressure himself from Dovizioso and Vinales.
They up through turn 7 and run along towards the reverse corkscrew, 8 and 9. This is Dani Pedrosa.
Down a 10.
Yeah.
Lorenzo's taking a 10th back. Half a second it is down in the turn 12 on lap number 18. Pedrosa is, what, 8/10 of a second behind Lorenzo.
And he is, as you can see, closing the gap. We have, what, 5.5
The Ducati as Dovizioso's wide again on the brakes in the turn number 16, and he's lost another place. Vinales this time sweeps up the inside. So the Ducati just struggling for edge grip, you feel, in those last couple of corners. Dovizioso under real pressure as well from Bautista. All Bautista just gets in a little bit hot.
So really is slipping back. We ride with Valentino Rossi. What a ride by the 38-year-old. Hanging on to 4th place.
Yeah, valiant Valentino, no doubt about that. Vinales will want to find his way through though as they drop down into the reverse corkscrew. Dovizioso. That would have been
Vinales thinks about getting up the inside of turn 12, but Rossi
Aleix Espargaro wide. Yeah, Rossi did hold firm, but Aleix Espargaro was wide and hot into turn number 12. Vinales does then finally make his move, but Rossi will have the inside line for the cut back through 15.
A truly staggering performance by Valentino Rossi. Vinales is having real problems getting past him.
Dovizioso's really struggling as well. Alvaro Bautista was threatening to take another place from him there.
Yeah, Bautista and Aleix Espargaro behind him, as you can see.
Jorge Lorenzo, 4/10 quicker than Marquez. Marquez hasn't been able to make the break I was expecting from him over Jorge Lorenzo. It's going to be a matter of time now. How quickly can Pedrosa try and pick his way through on Jorge Lorenzo to maybe give himself time to attack and hunt down Marquez? In a moment there, dropping down to the reverse corkscrew though, Pedrosa. He's put Bautista. So Bautista dropped back down to 8th place.
There is a sandwich between the two battles. Here's Andrea Dovizioso. Desperate time for the Ducati rider running in 6th place.
Got tied between Vinales and Rossi down into turn number 14. Vinales trying that move on the pick of
Japan with 4 rounds remaining. Be very nice indeed. And he thought about it, Dani Pedrosa. Thought about trying to get it the inside of Lorenzo. There's no way through.
Yeah.
Vinales is through on Rossi this time. And I think he's made his stick.
And that championship has gone to 16 points because Aleix Espargaro has picked off the struggling and suffering Andrea Dovizioso through on Jorge Lorenzo. Bautista. Surely he's going to attack Andrea Dovizioso. Dovizioso may be losing more points here.
It's a tough old situation for him. He said it may be damage limitation, but I don't think he thought it would be damage limitation fighting for 8th place with Alvaro Bautista.
Laps and 3 corners to go for Dani Pedrosa to try and hunt down what is about a second advantage on his teammate Marquez. Can he do it? Surely Marquez, with that kind of advantage, so close to the checkered flag, will not surrender that advantage.
You would think not. And how hard for Dani Pedrosa.
Marquez already. What's the gap then? 2 laps to go, 1.1 seconds. Marquez has the advantage over Dani Pedrosa. Dovizioso, talk about fighting tooth and nail to keep Bautista at bay.
Yeah, just to try and keep him at 16 points at the moment. Doesn't want that gap to go any
Premier Class Grand Prix. He'll be desperate to try and find a way through on Rossi to beat that record. It's as you were through the first sector, 1.1 seconds between Marquez and Pedrosa. Last time around, natural fact, Marquez at 200 degrees there was exactly 0.2 of a second faster than his Repsol Honda teammate. Getting a bit tight there, wasn't it?
Almost took out Andrea Dovizioso there.
Yeah, we talk about Vizioso fighting tooth and nail to keep Bautista at bay. This man, Valentino Rossi, he'll be gritting his teeth right now, riding on pure adrenaline. Back with your race leader, Marquez, in the braking zone, 4 turns.
Podium finish since he left Yamaha and joined Ducati. There is Alicia Spargo, Bautista all over the rear wheel. Andrea Vizioso.
He really is. Vizioso will not want to yield to Bautista. He will not want to lose any more points in this championship chase.
Here he is, half a lap to go for Marquez. This could be a key victory in his 2017 campaign to retain that world title.
Mendoza has taken 2/10 out of Marquez on this last lap. The gap down to 9/10 of a second.
Well, they're starting to celebrate. On to the back straight for the final time for Marquez.
Marc Marquez has not won a MotoGP race after failing to qualify in the front row since Valencia in 2014 when he won from 5th place. He's about to emulate that performance here today in Aragon. Lorenzo's second podium on the factory Ducati in 3rd. Maverick Vinales, the pole man, finishes in 4th place ahead of the truly heroic, the superhuman efforts of Valentino Rossi in 5th place. Alicia Spargo equaling a brilliant best ever MotoGP result in 6th to Vizioso. What a massive dent in his look back and think that was a monumental moment.
16-point advantage